Hey, this is Bruce from Trouble.
And Kyle Thomas from Trouble.
You're watching Metal.
One.
Thank you very much, guys. Welcome to London. You are currently on the 30th anniversary tour of Small 9, yeah, if I pronounce correctly. Soul 9. This must be a special feeling for you.
Well, anytime we come to Europe, it's a great feeling. I mean, we love touring in Europe. Yeah, and it's not like our whole set isn't only the Psalm 9 songs, but it is a feature of the set. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely something different than we've done before.
You have been playing in Germany, Denmark, and Greece. So how has been the response from the public there?
For me, what I noticed versus last year when we came, it was my first tour with Trouble, and I think a lot of people last year were kind of sitting back and watching to see what was going to happen since it was a different lineup. This time, I think word has gotten out that we're putting on a good show, and people are excited. Right off the bat, they're kind of on top of us from square one, and it makes for a much more enjoyable concert when the crowd is engaging and you don't have to win them over.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I think that people are definitely excited about what we're doing right now.
Last couple nights have been great.
Yeah. Very good.
I think tonight will be.
Hope so. So, what's next question would be like, what's Trouble going to deliver tonight as a fan from London? Like, quite excited about the gig.
Well, as we talked about, we opened the show doing the Psalm 9 songs. Kind of, you know, that's its own entity. We give a bunch of Psalm 9 songs, and then, you know, then we launch into new, old, surprise cover tune that everybody, I think, will love.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's one of the big surprises.
Just we kind of all cherry-picked, so to speak, songs that we thought would fit in well and that this lineup would deliver. So a lot of thought went into this set list that we have.
And we try to play, you know, besides Psalm 9, we tried to hit songs from almost every album. Not every album, because we got 8 now or 9, whatever. We got a lot of records, so it's hard to do everything, but we try to do at least something from most of our records.
Trouble released the Distortion film earlier this year. I think it's a fantastic album. I just wondering what's the meaning of the title?
Interesting question. I didn't come up with it, so I don't know.
I don't know if it's one particular meaning. It's kind of a double meaning. Sonically, the distortion field we kind of describes if you're within earshot of our stage, that's the distortion field. But also, you know, it's kind of a double meaning. You know, there's like a philosophical thing, kind of like you know, when you're hearing politicians spew bullshit, that's distortion field too. You know, kind of, you know. But anyone can get what they want out of it, really. That's the beauty of, you know, a title like that.
From a personal perspective, I think that the Distortion field sits somewhere between the traditional doom metal of your early career and the psychedelic and stoner experimentation of the band later era. So, do you agree with that? Or?
As a fan, I would say that's probably a fair assessment. I think that when they first gave me the songs, it's probably a good question for me because they gave me the songs, the music was already written, and then, you know, unless they had an idea that they had on their own for a few songs, pretty much just let me go with whatever I felt. And I noticed that this song here reminded me of something off of this album, and this song over here reminded me of something off of this album, and this one here sounds like nothing I've ever heard from Trouble before. So yeah, it's got some experimental quality about it, as well as throwing back to a more traditional era. There's some doom kind of stuff. There's some of the groove stuff that we all know and love. So
yeah, I think we just we didn't feel like we had to limit ourselves. We pretty much this record we just did what we wanted. You know, there was no record company pressure for anything. You know, so.
A lot of the songs on the Distortion field have a very fun and jammy feel to them, giving off an almost stoner rock vibe. Did any new stoner band have any influence, stylistic shift to a more upbeat type of music after the Run to the Light album, or even the latest album perhaps?
Not really. I mean, we're influenced by the original stoner rock, which started in the late 60s, early 70s, you know. So we've always been influenced like that. And like you just brought up, we Run to the Light, that's where we started to experiment with stuff like that to get, you know, broader and not just metal. So that's always been, I mean, bands like Deep Purple and, you know, Captain Beyond, UFO, you know, I mean, all kinds of stuff like that we've always been into, and you know, and that's always going to be part of our music, you know, it's not only Judas Priest and Black Sabbath.
Were you guys ever aware that your early releases would go on to be the cornerstone of an entire subgenre? That's what you were doing was quite unique and groundbreaking, I would say?
Yeah, I don't know if we felt like we were groundbreaking. That in hindsight, you know, I guess we kind of were, but we were. I mean, with our first record, we were imitating our heroes: Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. Yeah, we were like imitating our heroes, hoping we could be as good as them someday. You know, and that's. But when people do that, though, you know, your own personality comes through, and that's what happened, and that's what made Trouble its own thing, you know, because our personality came through, and if you're talking when 5-member band, you know, it's more than one personality. People mesh, and it makes a sound, and Trouble became its own thing, you know. And in hindsight, according to plenty of people, I guess it was a groundbreaking thing.
I heard that Left Helping of Candlemas was one of your driving forces behind getting bands to reform and constantly shooting your live DVD in Stockholm, in Sweden. Could you briefly tell me about it?
Well, I don't know if they were instrumental in us getting back together, but Leif did do the interview for the Live in Stockholm, and he's always been a good friend and a huge fan of Trouble. And we've definitely played a lot of shows together too, which has been a great thing.
What are the prospects of a band playing in a country like India? Given this side of the world is somehow inexplored for Trouble.
I've never been anywhere but Europe and Japan, and there's a lot of places like that I would love to see in my lifetime. I guess if the situation presented itself and it was a possibility, I would truly consider it.
Sure. Yeah. It takes someone wanting to bring us there. It isn't that we refuse to go.
What does the future hold for Trouble? New album, maybe more heavy touring and heavy music?
Well, I would say we're writing new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're hoping to play some festivals and stuff this spring and summer, but we are already writing stuff, and I think we're kind of looking toward fall of 2015 to start recording. So hopefully 2016, you'll see a new release and a lot of touring again.
Yeah. For a less boring question, I would say, what will be your best moment, the weirdest moment you have?
Up to this point, maybe
this tour,
or just in general.
Yeah.
The Day of the Doom, Days of Doom in Barcelona. That was
Day of Doom.
Day of Doom. Day of Doom in Barcelona was good. What else was there? Was it the Dutch Doom Days? That's another good one.
The show we just did in Copenhagen was a strange one.
That's a strange neighborhood.
It's a weird place, part of Copenhagen that is kind of like separate from the city, and it's a whole artist community, and it's hard to explain. I've never seen anything like it. Huh?
Cristiano.
Yeah. So that was definitely memorable. I've never seen anything quite like that. And we played at the club in Cristiano.
For me, finally being able to do a trouble show in my hometown of New Orleans. I had a lot of my friends and just fans of the band and stuff that I've done over the years begging me, gotta get this concert down here, gotta get this concert down here. And it took 2 years, but we finally did. And it was a very good show, big show, and meant a lot to me for sure. Showing off in front of my friends.
The last word for you guys, if you have something to say to our follower in India.
Well, I do understand that we have a following there, so all I got to say is I hope one day we're able to come and play for you.
Yep, thank you for the support, and we'd love to see you.
Cool, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Good?
Yes, somebody showed us, we were in the Indie Rolling Stone issue. I saw something in that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So maybe one day.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're done with that.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, guys.